What's good, YouTube? If you are new here, my name is Jerrell Simpson. I am an entrepreneur, wife, mom of three, and I have a strong background in finance and wellness. On this channel, I like to share tips about how to stay encouraged, focused, motivated on your goal, all while prioritizing your inner wellness through self-care. So, today I am outside in my backyard. The reason why I'm out here is because I actually learned a very, very big lesson from nature, from this backyard, that I'm going to use going into 2024, and I wanted to share it with you. As you can see, there are a lot of leaves. There are tons of leaves. When we first bought this house, we were super attracted to the fact that it had a big backyard. We're from the city. We had a small backyard. So it was really important that our kids can run, play hide and seek, recreate, and it can be comfortable for the entire family to enjoy. We came to this backyard and we noticed that there's no grass. So we were like, yes, there's no grass. The previous owner was an herbalist, big nature person. So instead of grass, they planted ground ivy. That way it didn't need it to be mowed. And we were like, big thumbs up. But we also were overwhelmed because there are a lot of trees in my backyard. So trees equal leaves falling equals who's going to rake this up? I don't like raking leaves. It's a tedious job. I feel like as much as you rake, they're just going to keep falling, and it's a never ending job. We were overwhelmed by that. We were like, okay, we're going to have to either hire professionals and spend a lot of money, or order pizza and invite our family over to help us rake all these leaves. Well, sure enough, our first year here, it was fall, and we were like, okay, we got to get to raking. And so we're raking. And thank God for good neighbors, okay? Because our neighbor next to us, whose backyard has 5 times as many trees as we do, he was like, you don't have to rake your leaves. You don't have to throw them away. And we learned that he is a nature conservatist, conservator, not sure what the proper term is, but he's a nature guru. And he was explaining to us how the leaves still contain nutrients that once they fall, they penetrate the earth. And over time, the roots soaked up in the soil and the roots. Don't expect me to get really scientific here, but in a general statement, it's used as food for the trees. And you can actually have a more lush and greener summer next year because of conserving the leaves. And I was like, whoa, that is a lot off of my plate. And it got me to thinking just about how we are so quick to label something as dead, as no longer of use, how we are in a cancel culture, cut it away, throw it away, leave 2023 behind, leave it all behind, start off fresh, start off new, which I get. However, if we approach every year of starting out just completely fresh, leaving everything behind, cutting everything off, then how do we continue to build? How do we continue to grow if we're just cutting everything off at the roots every single time, every single year? So it got me to thinking about things that I feel no longer serve me, things that I want to cut off. Before I cut it off, let me examine it. Let me witness it. Let me reflect on what I can still pull from it. What nutrients can I pull from the mistakes, the failures, the heartbreak, the shortcomings that can fuel me and prepare me for next year, that can prepare me for the next step? Because I don't want to throw all my stuff away. No matter where you are in life, you've invested your time, you've invested your energy, you've invested your passion into a lot of things over the years. So let's not just throw everything away because the outcome didn't turn out the way that we wanted. Let's take this opportunity to pull the nutrients so that we can have a blossoming new year. Okay, so I know you want to know, how does this apply to my life personally? As I mentioned earlier in this video, I have 11 children ranging from 16 to 3, okay? But my 16-year-old, he's a junior in high school and he's my firstborn. And I'm thinking about in a year and a half how he's going to be on his adult journey. He's going to be going to college. He's going to be living on his own. When he started high school, I had all these plans of seizing every single year, freshman year, sophomore year, junior year, senior year. I'm going to hone in on this time. I'm going to take advantage of it. We're going to do all the things. We're going to bond. We're going to spend all this time together. We're going to be BFFs, and I'm going to really, really be intentional about my relationship with my teenage son for these 4 years of high school. And being that we're now in his junior year, his third year, I find myself particularly looking back at this year and thinking, oh, I wasted so much time. I was doing this and I could have been doing this, or I tried to connect with him this way and that didn't work. So I got discouraged and I got frustrated and I moved on. Or he's in his teenage attitudes. He doesn't want to connect with me. I'm just in my head a lot thinking about all the things that went wrong with our relationship or with my big plans on us bonding. And I'm going into the new year like, well, none of that worked. So let me try this. And I find myself, if I'm thinking about the leaves and thinking about things that maybe didn't work, instead of raking up those things and throwing it away, I want to take a moment to reflect and examine. I had these big plans of him and I doing yoga together and bonding and helping him learn how to self regulate his emotions with yoga practices. And we went on a couple yoga classes together, but then I stopped. And instead of saying that that didn't work, let me build upon it. What were those moments in that yoga class that I saw that we did bond, or we did have that moment, or we did connect? I want to take those times because we did have them. He's an athlete, so his down dogs were strong. His chair position, he went lower than everybody in the class. He had an athletic heart approach to yoga, which was fun to watch. But there's still room to build. There's still room for us to connect. And instead of me looking at it as a failure that I didn't continue on that yoga journey with my son, I can take a step and say, you know what, at least I laid the groundwork. At least I introduced the practice to him in his as a teenager, and I can see what he did appreciate from it. And I'm making a game plan for next year. We're going to go ahead and buy that monthly pass or buy that class pack so that it's a part of our routine and I can build upon that one class that we had this year. So I don't want to make this video too long. I want to invite you to look at things that maybe didn't work, but you started it. You birthed it. Maybe didn't launch off the way that you thought it did, but hold on to it. What is it that you can still use from that experience going into 2024? What are some things that you thought that you should throw away, that you thought that you should cut off, that you can actually really use and that you can actually still build upon? Everything isn't garbage. Is there something you can do differently for 2024? Is there some support that you can lean on to help you to make it go a different way? Sit there for a minute. Let's not throw everything away. Let's start thinking about what did work. Let's start thinking about what did serve us and how we're going to bring that into the next year and how we're going to push it even further so that we can continue to build towards our dreams. Let me know in the comments what's one thing that you are taking from 2023 into 2024. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel for more content, and I will see you in the next video.